I'm Professor Owen Anderson. I'm a professor of philosophy at Arizona State University, and I've sat through so many DEI meetings, training sessions, that I thought it would be good for me to help decode what a professor means when they're talking about DEI. And so here's a helpful video you can find on YouTube, and I'm going to go through it with you, and I'd like to see what you think.
President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the partnership. What is diversity, equity, and
I don't know what the partnership is.
inclusion, or DEI, this three-letter amorphous acronym that you've heard everywhere? So let's start with the D for diversity. We think of diversity as composition across many facets of identity, and that could be race, gender, age, LGBTQIA status, veteran status, class.
Now, what's not on that list? You have a whole list of what counts from their perspective as diverse. But what's not on the list also tells you quite a bit, because what's not on the list are beliefs. You'll find among professors that they have almost completely 100% the same belief system. It's at 97% here at ASU, a recent poll showed. And so they don't want diversity of perspectives or thoughts or beliefs. They want everyone to have the same beliefs within the allowed diversity.
So many factors of identity, but it's about composition. The E is for equity, and we think of equity as the condition that exists when identity no longer determines outcome. So those factors of identity that I just talked about no longer are a predictor of what happens to someone. And then I.
Well, that sounds great, right? Identity of the list they gave doesn't determine what happens to you. That sounds like MLK Jr., that we should judge people based on the content of their hearts. But what that translates into is this. We need to push people back who have historically been given a leg up, they'll say, and then give extra bonuses to people who historically haven't done as well. So in the mix of you're hearing, oh, this sounds great, we'll just not allow identity to determine things, is infused, and therefore to get our outcomes that we want, we need to discriminate.
It's for inclusion. And inclusion is about experience. Do you have a sense of belonging? Can you be authentic? Can you bring your full self to work? So diversity.
Now, inclusion, that sounds great also, right? Who doesn't want to be comfortable at work and be able to share their beliefs and their perspectives? However, that comes after the D and the E. And the D and the E set it up so that some views shouldn't feel comfortable. That's the colonizer or the white people or the heteronormative view, and that means they're oppressors who need to be put in the back of the room and silenced. And so in the midst of all these very positive and exciting and upbeat and energetic words, you have a system of oppression doing the very thing it says shouldn't be done. That's called hypocrisy, and you'll find it all over DEI teaching.